Hey y'all, it's Amanda from Queen of Hearts Photography, and welcome back to my tutorials. Today I have a tutorial for you that I didn't really plan on doing. I had just seen this picture of my son and I really wanted to find a way to salvage it. So I took it into Photoshop, ran some actions, and I was able to bring a lot of life back into it. So I thought that I'd make a quick video showing you what I ran and how I did it, in case any of you have a photo that you want to save. So let's just get right into it. I'm not going to go into too much detail, I'm just going to show you what I ran. So the first thing that I ran was the basic primer from the Back to Basics set. So run it, and I think this needs to be bigger. There we go. I opened up the file and I came down here and turned on the light layer here, and then I brought it down to about 15%. Then I came up here to the center fill layer and I changed the opacity to 60%. So here's the before, here's the after. And I'll go ahead and flatten that. Hit OK. Next thing I ran was take out the blue hue, which is also in the Back to Basics set. I love this action. Saves my butt so many times. And I took this over top of his shirt. And you can see that it takes the blue right out. You can take it over the skin too. It'll actually take out some of that like cyan color, because this photo is so cool toned. I run it over his hair. I gotta stay away from the eyes because obviously his eyes are very blue and I don't want to take any of that out. Okay, so that should be pretty good. There's definitely a huge difference before, after. So go ahead and flatten that. The next thing I ran was the warmth action from my new heirloom set. I love this action. I ran it, and there you go, before, after, and then you go ahead and flatten that. And the next thing that I ran was from my Bare Skin collection, which is just a set that helps better the skin tone. There's several different shades here, and this one I'm using the light to medium to bring some color back into his skin. So I run it, hit OK. My brush is a tad bit smaller here, and then I'm going to run this all over his face. I'm going to pull it up to his hairline. Make sure you get up to the hairline so it doesn't look funny. You don't want to leave any skin out. So I want to make sure I get his neck here. I'm going to go back and get some of the little pieces I missed. Get his arm. Make sure you get his arms. Make this a little bit smaller so I can kind of just get in right here. Get his ear. Sides of his face. Okay, that looks a lot better. So before, kind of looks like a ghost boy. After, brings a lot more color back into his skin. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. Hit OK. And then the next action I'm going to run is my airbrush action from the Back to Basics set. You know I love my smooth skin. If you've been following my tutorials, you know that. Always have to smooth out the skin. I just think it gives such a clean appearance. I don't know. There's a lot of people who will debate saying that it makes them look fake or like porcelain dolls, but it's just my style. Whatever's your style is perfectly okay, so remember that. Hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and color this on the skin, make it a little bit bigger. If there's something that you really like, just because other people don't like it, like, don't worry about it. You do what you like. It's your art. It's your style. And in my style, I like super smooth skin. I don't care if they look like porcelain dolls. It's just my style. Okay, so make sure I didn't get that on the eye there. I always lower it down to about 70% though. It's just my preference. Flatten it. Next thing that I ran was my favorite action, oil painting brush. I ran this on the background. This action takes just a couple seconds. There we go. Make sure that you have a white brush. Go ahead and paint it onto the background. What this does is it just kind of, it really adds a nice smooth appearance to the background. This is already smooth, as you can tell. I believe I shot this picture with my Canon 135 2.0. It's just my favorite lens, portrait lens. It just gives the most creamiest background. So I just want to take this through the back a little bit just to give it a more creamy appearance and to kind of add some depth to the color back there. Okay, there we go. I'll flatten that. And I come in here with my sharpening brush, also from the Back to Basics set. And I'm just going to go over the eyes and the nose and the mouth and kind of just like the basic edges here. I don't want to sharpen the whole thing. Just kind of go over some basics. Go ahead and flatten that. And then the next thing that I did wasn't an action. It's just something that I had to do to kind of fix the highlights on his shirt. I just adjusted the highlights. I just took a levels layer and kind of just brought them down a little bit. And then making sure that your layer mask is selected, Control I to invert it. Then with a white paintbrush, I just painted that onto his shirt here to kind of just help recover those highlights a little bit. It's not something that everybody's going to need done, so it's just a quick extra layer that I added there. Okay, should be pretty good. I think I got it all. Alright, except that little bit that I got on his arm. It's going to drive me crazy because I know it's there. Okay, I'm going to flatten that. And then I think I ran color depth, also from the Back to Basics set, because it just deepens the color a little bit there, as you can see, before, after. Go ahead and flatten that. And then I added the matte. I added the matte from the Back to Basics set just for a little bit of a touch of effect there that I wanted. You can see the before and the after, so I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. And then I went back in and I added another layer of the warmth action from the Heirloom set. But I added it on really low, like 10%, I think. Yeah, it was about 10%. So the before and the after. I'm not even sure I like it that high. I might go to like 5%. Just a little touch of extra warmth there. So flatten it. And then I came in with a quick crop. Come on down here. I hit crop. Just crop all that extra nonsense. And there we have it. The before and the after. I know there's probably a lot of you out there who have photos like this that you've just messed up. This was taken at the end of a session and it was getting really dark and he was just sitting there on his own. He wasn't posed and I just snapped a quick shot and this is just the result. It was a mess, but I was able to fix it. So I hope that this helped a lot of you out, and until my next video, I will see you next time. Bye.